Hello, my name is Jack, and this video is to give you an idea of your way around the game New 1000 AD and hopefully get you started in the right direction. First thing I'm going to tell you is your object of the game is basically an empire building game. You're going to try to get the most land. You're going to do that through a strong economy, diplomacy, and a strong military. You want to gain research. Research will help you gain more land, will help you defend your land. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over the screen and give you an idea where everything is and how to find it. First thing you're going to go up here is your game help. That's going to give you your documentation. It's going to give you a short idea of everything on the game basics, resources, what the buildings do, etc. Alright, that's where that's at. Over here you have your new player tutorial. I highly suggest this is where you go and start to learn the strategies, advanced strategies of what are the things there are to do in the game. And startup strategies, and I'll hit on that at the end of the tutorial. Next thing you know, you have your year you have up here, what season you're in. Just like in real life, we have winter, spring, summer, and fall, and how many turns you have and how many turns you have stored. Each time you take a turn, in standard it takes 9 minutes to get a new turn, and in blitz it takes 3 minutes to get a new turn. And since this is the tutorial how to get you started, I'm going to strongly suggest you only use the end button while you're in protection. In protection, nobody can attack you, and you cannot attack anyone. This is an exploring phase where you're going to explore and gain land. Alright, so I highly suggest this is the button you use right here. Over here we have the quick turn buttons. In case you just don't want to go one turn at a time, you can go 3, 4, 6, or 12 turns. I highly suggest you do not do that in protection. The idea in protection is to build up your resources and land to get the better start on anybody else. The best protection usually leads to a very good finish. Over here you have your resources. Up here you'll have your score, your population, and how much gold you have. And we have three different kinds of land. You have mountain, forest, and plains. And right here you'll have free land that you have to build on, so you have some land you need to build on. Over here are your resources, food, wood, iron, horses, tools, and wine. And over here it'll basically tell you when the game ends, and like I said, there are 21 days in blitz and 28 days in standard. Over here you'll have your stat section, you'll have your warehouses. If you're having trouble seeing, I suggest you go full screen if you haven't already. Over here you have your warehouses, and right now they're 48% full. As you build and get more resources, you'll need to watch that, because if the warehouses overflow, you'll lose resources. So you'll have to build more warehouses as that gets full. The forts, they start out at 0%. Again, in protection, I strongly suggest you leave that there and do not build army until you're out of protection. Housing, it works the same way as your warehouse. You'll need population as you build buildings to get the workers working, and that'll fill up. You'll have to build houses as that goes. Here you have your food ratio. If you need more population, you'll have to take care of your population this way. If you need more population and you have food, you want to go up to very high and toggle that. It'll take more food, but you'll get more population to fill up your farms or tool makers or whatever you need extra workers for. Research. Right now you start off researching nothing, and you'll find whatever civilization you pick, it's going to have a certain economy bonus, food, wood, mine, or weapons, tools, wine. As I'm a barbarian, I'd get wine production, but if I was a Japanese, I wouldn't get wine production, I'd get food production. So it really depends on what civilization you have to go towards your research, and we'll go into that farther in the tutorial. Here we have your main screen that we start at right there. Here is your new message. This is your message in-game system. You can talk to other players through this. The administrator sends you a message to help you start off a little bit better. Here's your chat. If you want to, instead of message somebody, just come in here and my name is Jack. I put in Jack, whatever your name is, you type it in there, you join the chat. Hopefully there's somebody in there. You can ask them questions or just talk. It really doesn't matter, but that's how you get into the chat section. Keep going. Over here you have your building section. And it's going to have all your buildings, how many you have, how much land they're taking, how many workers it's using, what it's producing that month, and how much it's taking that month. And down here you'll have your population report, which is your total population, how many you have working. Construction workers. If you want things to build faster, you're going to need more construction workers, so there you're going to build more tool makers. More tool makers means more construction workers. Alright, and as exploring, go to exploring real quick while I'm in here. More explorers comes from town centers. So if you want more exploring, you're going to need to build more town centers. Wall builders. I suggest you keep the Great Wall at 0 during protection. Nobody's going to be able to attack you, so there's no reason to waste resources on the Great Wall. So you have 1,800 not working, so that means you have to use this free land to build some buildings to get these guys working, because they're still using food. And as I said, there's your extra house space. You can look on at that screen also. I'm going to show you how to build something real quick. We'll say some farms. You go to the farm. The system will automatically give you the max amount of resources. I don't suggest you use all your resources at any time, because your population will need those. So let's say you're going to build 20 farms. You just type in 20 and you hit Q, and they're ready to go. As I said, you see it takes 3 turns with 180 builders. So if you had more construction workers, let's say you had 180 construction workers, it would only take 1 turn. All right, that's how the buildings page works. I'm going to cancel that out. Here's your Great Wall. Again, I suggest you don't even. There's a video on that later on. Read that one when you come out. Watch that one when you come out of protection. Here's the exploring page, and we have, like I said, we have 3 different kinds of land, but in protection you can explore for 4. You can explore for all land, which will give you a little bit of mountain, a little bit of forest, and a little bit of plain, or you can go all mountain, which is going to get you a lot more mountains than you normally would. And you just type in how many you want, and you push send. Now horses will be later in protection. I'll get to that here in a little bit also. Research, we've already went over that. Aid, army, and attack. There's videos on that. I'm not going to go over those in the protection tutorial. Here's your alliance. If you've joined the training alliance or you're in any alliance, this is the alliance forums. Only players in your alliance can read what you're saying. So if you have any questions or anything, just start a topic and type in what your question is and post it, and somebody will answer it for you. Again, your recent battles, you're not going to need that right now. Empire management, again, this is basically your toggling of your food rationing. Weapons production and land conversion, you won't need that until after protection, so there'll be a video on that later, so watch that later. Empire summary, what you have here is the same thing you have here. You have your goods, you'll have your army over here, and your population, which is on the buildings page or right here, plus what your buildings are producing that month is your monthly summary. Here's your scores page. And this is the ultimate goal, is to get up here at the top and win the game. And you'll see if there's a person online, you see the asterisk next to their name, that means they're online. No asterisk means they're not online. If you left click on their name, a pop-up screen will come up, and if you want to send them a message and ask them questions, that's what you do, and the number will be there, and you just type it. And hopefully if you need some advice, that's the best way to get advice, is go farther up the scoreboard and ask those players, and they'll probably give you good advice and get you started off really good. This is the local trade. While you're in protection, this is how you'll make money. Let's say if you want to sell 50 wood and you need a little money, where you see I have 100,000 now, and then I sell it, I have a little bit extra money. Now if you don't want to do that manually every month, you'll just type in 50 in the auto sell down here at the bottom and push update, and every month that's what kind of, you'll have a little bit of income coming in. Okay. Here's your public market. There'll be a video on that. Again, in protection and blitz, you are not going to use the public market. In standard, you can. So if you're in standard game watching this video, I suggest you watch the public market video. The lounge. If you have any questions or concerns, you can type in start topic and ask your question. That's how you get a hold of everybody in the game if you have a question for everybody. Here are your account settings. Basically, you can go on vacation mode. If you want to change your login name or password, or if you just want to delete your empire and start over, this is where you can do that. And over down here at the bottom, you have your game forums. Right here, you'll have quite a bit of good learning material in the game forums. Right here, what you want to go to is the strategy or the new player help section. You'll have strategy, startup guides, everything you need to get going. There's a lot of stuff in there. If you read that, you'll be ahead of the ones that don't. That's simple as that. Here's more links down here. Here's the documentation. Here's the game rules. If you have any questions about the rules, there they are down here. Here's another link to the new player tutorial and the video tutorials. And here up here, you'll see the forums the new player tutorial again, and video tutorials here. Over here you have your documentation, and again the new player tutorial, and up here you'll have a link to the forums. This will get you started. You read some of this information and you'll really get a good start, but to get you really going started, the easiest way is go to the new player tutorial and go to the startup strategies, and whatever civilization you are, go to that particular strategy and start to follow it. I'm a barbarian, so I'd go to this barbarian strat right there, and I'd start to follow it turn by turn, and it gives me a really good idea of how to start this game, and you can improve on it later once you start to get the understanding of how the game works. And that's really just basically how you play the game. Is reading the forums, reading all the tutorials, and you'll get a great start on it. And basically that's the best way to start this game and your way around. And like I said, if you have any questions at all, go to the scoreboard, find somebody who's online and message them, or you can come to the bottom and message a trainer or any of the administrators, and they'll be happy to answer you. I hope you do well in the game, and I hope this helped you out. Thank you.